Right, shredders, I'm going to share with you today 8 tips that's going to help you feel more comfortable and confident on your mountain bike. Number 1, it's body position. So this is the ready position. I've got my heels down, got my knees flexed and my elbows flexed. I'm not too upright like this, I'm just nice and relaxed. I'm also keeping my knees and elbows soft so I can really move around, allow the bike to move up and down underneath me as I go over bumpy stuff. If you're on a hardtail, it's even more important to take this pose because your arms and legs are your suspension. And then finally, you've got to keep your head looking up so you can see where you're going. It's quite aptly named the ready position because it means you're ready for anything that comes along on the trail. A bit like this little steep roll down. We've got some roots and rocks here and a bit of a slope. So you can see I come into it, I'm nice and relaxed, I roll down that, move my weight back a little bit and then return into my ready position as I roll out. But because I was in my ready position, I was able to deal with what the trail threw at me. Hopefully you're getting the idea by now that the ready position isn't a static position that you adopt at all times. It's just the position you adopt when there's not really anything going on. But in between times, rolling down a steep thing or up something, over something, you're going to be moving around. But because you're in that ready position with your soft elbows and knees, you can actually just, you know, get your dance on. So you might have noticed there that I actually just did a little bit of a pump over that. So if you want to know how to get free speed out of the trail without pedaling, hit that subscribe button right now because I am going to do a video about how to pump. Number 2 is to anticipate what's coming. Right now I've got someone with a camera in front of me and luckily I was able to operate my brakes because I was looking where I was going. Also you can see if there's a hill coming so you can change gear. You can see if there's a descent coming so you can put your seat post down if you've got a dropper post. Basically the point is if you look ahead, look where you're going, your body can anticipate what's going to happen and deal with it. Whereas if you're looking literally at your front wheel, you're just not giving yourself enough time to deal with what's coming. So keep your head up, look ahead, all will be good. Woo! Number 3 is choosing the right gear. So following on nicely from anticipating what's coming is gear selection. So obviously if you've got your head up and you can see there's a hill coming, you can say to yourself, I need to change gear. But what gear do you change into? Well, that is something that comes with experience, but I'm pretty certain that you would prefer to get up that hill than not at all. So if you change into too easy a gear and you're spinning up like an idiot, but you get to the top, that's brilliant. You'll just know for next time that you went a little bit too easy on the gears and you can bring it back 1 or 2 or, as you can tell, it's something that comes with experience. And that's much better than not changing gear at all, grinding up to the top and then you get stuck and you have to push up and all your mates behind you get stuck as well. Number 4 is climbing. So short little climbs like that one, you can do quite happily out of the saddle. But for a longer climb, you're probably going to want to stay seated. Just find that nice gear and just make your way up at a pace that you can sustain. Sometimes there's going to be a climb where it starts to feel like the front wheel's gone really wandery and light, particularly on enduro bikes with long travel front forks or high handlebars. So a way to stop that from happening is you just need to bring your chest down to the handlebars a little bit, but just enough to put a little bit more weight on that front wheel to stop it from wandering around. If it's really, really steep, you can try bringing your bum forward on your saddle a little bit to bring your weight forward. But to be honest with you, I personally find if it's that steep, it's just easier to walk. Number 5 is cornering. So we're just going to have a quick look at a basic cornering drill you can do to really help learn about that bike and body separation and get you the maximum amount of grip from your corners. Okay, so when you're cornering on the flat, obviously your bike's going to be leant over like this. So all the grip that you're going to be getting is from your side knobs on your tyre. That means you need to have your weight going down through that side knob edge. So the way that we need to do that is to lean the bike like this, but we're keeping our weight going down. So the bike's leant, but I'm not. There's a really nice drill that you can use to practice this. I'll just show you that right now. So first of all, let's find out what it feels like to lean the bike over, because this can be quite alien to some people. In order to give yourself the space to do it, you need to put your pedal down. So this is the pedal on the top side of the bike. So this is the top. So if I'm leaning my bike this way to the left, I've got my right pedal down. And that allows me the space to be able to lean it like this, and then same the other way. So let's just roll along and give that a try. And just try and lean it over as much as you can. So you can do that, you put your outside pedal down, push your inside arm straight. Oh, I'm just going a bit offline, like that. So once you're feeling happy with that leaning over drill, let's add in some turning at the same time. So it's the same thing. The way that you're going to turn, you're going to have your outside pedal down. It's a little bit easier to remember now because you've got an inside and an outside of your corner. So yeah, so outside pedal down. So now I'm turning to the right. This is my outside pedal, or as I described it earlier, the top side pedal, because this is what's on the top. What you really do need to avoid is if you have the inside pedal down, look how close my pedal gets to the floor. And what you're really going to run the risk there is on a trail, if you've got that pedal down, is that you may catch it on the ground and it might cause you to fall off. So really be aware of that and make sure you've got that outside pedal down. So let's just have a look at how we do the cornering and the lean together. And then I'll leave it with you to have a practice. So I've got my outside pedal down, leaning the bike over as much as I can. Like really try and lean it as much as you possibly can. You could even try and go round in a circle. So the idea behind that is just to really get that feel of leaning the bike, and what you're doing by keeping all of your weight on that outside pedal is you're making sure all of your weight is going down through those side knobs on the tyres like we discussed a few moments ago. So practice with that, and then you can try taking it to the trail. Number 6 is braking. So, do you know how to brake? Yes? Are you sure? Let's have a little look. First of all, how do you actually hold your brake levers? For maximum grip around your handlebars, ideally you want as many fingers as possible. So if you still use 2 fingers, you've now only got 2 fingers gripping your grips, which are probably the weakest 2 fingers in your hand. So I strongly encourage you to try and teach yourself to operate your brake levers with 1 finger. Now take it from me, if you're going from 2 fingers to 1 finger, it is really weird. Like 20-25 years on, I still clearly remember how strange it was to learn to brake with 1 finger. So do persevere, because it's worthwhile in the end if you feel like you've just got that much more control because you've got better grip around your handlebars. Now let's have a look at the actual braking itself. Most of your braking power comes from your front brake. Imagine you've seen one of those crash test dummy films of a car and the brakes come on, the whole of the front of the car goes down, and it's the same on the bike. When you brake, all of your weight is thrown forward. Well over 70% of your braking force comes from the front brake. All right, so I'm going to do you a demonstration now that shows really clearly the difference between using just the rear brake and using the 2 brakes together. Back brake. Ooh. Right, and then we'll do the 2 together. Ooh. And look at that, it's exactly the same as if I just used the front brake on its own. So you can see all of that stopping power has come from the front. Clearly, using both the brakes together is incredibly important to maximise your braking control. Now we need to think about how to pull the brake levers on. You want to be squeezing them nicely together. If you grab like this, you're going to lose traction, you're going to skid, and that could cause you to fall off. Something that's really nice to practice actually, to figure out how to modulate your brakes or feather your brakes, is to find yourself a steepish incline and just try going down it as slowly as you can without skidding. Allow the tyre to retain traction and keep rolling. So this is quite steep. If I apply my brakes carefully, I can roll down it without actually skidding. My tyre did try and break away just at the top, so just let the brake off the tiniest amount and it gripped again. So it's really worth practicing that. Oh, what? Oh, can't do it. And that brings me to number 7, sessioning. What's the purpose of sessioning? Well, it's so you can conquer annoying little things like this. So just keep on having a go at stuff that you know you're almost within grasp of being able to do. You know, maybe next time I need to go a little bit faster or select a different gear. But the only way that anyone ever gets any good at any sport is by practicing. And by trying to nail one particular section, your brain is logging all that information for another time to take to a similar situation, to know the speed, the gears, when to brake and all that. Sessioning is so important, and it's really good fun, to be honest. When you nail that thing you couldn't do, you're like, oh yeah, like a boss! Yes! And the final tip is to subscribe to my channel for more great skills tutorials like this one. I'm going to be covering braking, cornering, pumping I mentioned earlier. So anything you want to see like that, if you hit that subscribe button, you won't miss out. Hope you found that really helpful, and I'll see you next time. Thanks very much.